Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're well. Another Sunday afternoon. Where am I? I'm at a place called Petra Nemet, which is Piatra, new word Neamt, on the eastern side of Carpathian Mountains. What a week. Came over the Romanian border on Monday. Got turned back. But let's start at the very beginning. Bill wouldn't start. I think I got a battery on the way out. It got to about -5. Killed the battery. I left it in solar. I was getting solar the next day, but I might have got there in the end, in the long run. But I opened the bonnet and put my jump leads on and looked longingly at passing motorists. A guy in a Lamborghini stopped. He didn't know where his battery was. It was a Lamborghini tractor. And then a police car stopped and jump started me. So anyway, I was 5 hours late leaving where I was in Hungary. Went down to the Romanian border. They demanded original registration documents, and I got into a fluster. They wanted COVID and passport, and I got into a fluster. I didn't understand what it meant about registration documents. Everything's online. Don't have documents. So they turned me away. I went up the road a couple of clicks, pulled in, calmed myself down and realised he just wanted my V5. So I sorted out my V5 when I'd found it, and a bus just pulled in. I wonder if I'm in a bus stop. We'll see. I'm at a Monastery car park. I'm not thinking of planning to stay in the night. I've been accosted by some gypsies who both had diplomas in medicine, but they were holding them upside down. Anyway, so they turned me away. I went away, sorted myself out, sorted out my V5, went back, got in, parked up, went to Satamara, 30 years on, couldn't recognise any of it, just nothing there that reminded me of anything that used to be. Really weird. I hung around there for a day, had a walk round, had a cup of coffee in the square, maybe vaguely remember the square, but a town square really is a town square. But it's a great big blotch of a place now, Satamara. So then I went on to Bayara, and I remember the dust. It's the geology, the geography of the place. It's in a basin, surrounded by hills on 4 sides, apart from one corner, which opens out onto the plains towards Satamara, follows a river, and the air is always dusty. I remember that now, and I did remember a couple of the buildings. I think I found one of the old orphanages that was empty. Wow. And the town square looked familiar, but there was nowhere to park. Really struggled to find somewhere to park. I parked for an hour and had a coffee, half an hour and had a coffee. I think I was parked illegally. I was having a coffee near the van, keep an eye on it, near Bill, keep an eye on it, and anyway, I didn't even spend the night in Bayara. I couldn't find anywhere to park up. So I went up into full moon. I went up into the hills, Transylvania, in the forest on a full moon. A plastic bin, a paper bin, a glass bin, and a food bin. And the food bin was in a cage to keep the bears out. And I definitely heard something grunting around outside that night. But I didn't go out and have a look. I'm not stupid. Maybe. Anyway, that was Bayara Satamara 30 years on. and I went up to I can't remember the name of the place. Go up through, it's up on the Ukraine border. I'll have a look on my map in a minute, see if I can find it. It's we'd been there 30 years ago. Different people. Their wealth is defined by their gate carvings, and the gate carvings are just phenomenal. I got some pictures of some I'm going to put up on Facebook and Instagram, but they're just just phenomenal. And the churches were, some of them were wooden carved, and there's a church in every village, every town, great big towers, glistening in the sun, all shining clean. The graveyards are just phenomenal. But I've noticed that all across Czechia, Slovakia and Hungary, the graveyards are always immaculate. And so there was a quote that came up from Robert Lewis Stevenson that really rung a bell, and it says, "It is better to travel hopefully than to arrive." And I kind of knew that was going to be the case, but I've done it, and I'm now drifting south. I've made a bit of a gap in my research. Schenning, or whatever it is, the 90-day rule, stops when you enter Romania. I didn't realise that they weren't in the deal. So my 90 days stopped on day 38, which is when I crossed the border. So I've still got the best part of 2 months, which is going to change my program, because I was thinking I was going to use up my 90 days just getting down to Albania, and then hang around Albania and the Balkans for 90 days before I could come back over to the UK. But that's not the case now, so I'm going to take a couple of weeks to get through Romania and Bulgaria, spend a couple of weeks in Greece, and then when the weather starts to break a little bit on the good side of the winter, I'll head into Albania and then see what that brings me. So I'm now, after my first stage of my pilgrimage, I'm now drifting. I was drifting south. The Carpathian Mountains does like a J around Romania. Bucharest is at the bottom, on the bottom side of the J, and then it goes up one side. And I was looking at the weather forecast, and the side I was on, the temperatures were dropping. The other side, the temperatures were still in double figures. So I thought, I'll cut through the Carpathian Mountains where I am. I wanted to do the Trans blah blah, the Top Gear pass. But then I found out they close that in the winter, and I'm thinking I'm going to get down there and it's going to be snowed in. I'm going to have to do a great big loop to get around it. So I cut through the mountains yesterday. Drove for too long, 4 or 5 hours. Spectacular, snow going up, brilliant sunshine coming down. Weather forecast was 10 degrees for the next 3 or 4 days on this side. I get down here and now it's saying it's going to be -1, -2 tomorrow, tonight and tomorrow. So maybe the gamble worked, maybe it didn't, maybe the weather just caught me up. But I went from thick fog and snow going up the western slope of the mountains to clear sunshine coming down the eastern slope, and along the valleys. Yeah, spectacular drive. If you ever want to do a mountain drive, go to the Carpathian Mountains. Excellent. And I'll do the trans thingy pass on the way back up, just to do it. I'm going to play tourist now for a bit. I'm heading down to Bucharest. I want to see Ceausescu's palace, which is now the Parliament building, which is the heaviest building in the world. I don't know how they worked that out. Count the bricks, I suppose. I just wanted to see that. I don't know why. I'll hang around there for a couple of days. Pension pays week on Tuesday, so then I'll hit the Bulgarian border and just south. I'm going to go and see somebody in Bulgaria that brought property out there, who said drop by, so I'm going to drop there for a day or few. And then drift on down to Greece. There's a few other vanners heading for Greece, so I might get to meet some other vanners. Now for some notes. This is all about me today, by the way. Since Germany, and I've been off the motorways, I don't think I've done more than 2 junctions on a motorway in the last month. It's been fantastic. Things I've come to notice are no hedgerows, no stone walls, more hawks than rooks, few pigeons, few rooks, crows but not rooks, few roadside barriers, ditch either side, very few lay-bys, very, if you want to stop and have a brew, sometimes they're not even marked, you're on it before you know it, so unless you know it's coming around the corner, you just, you know. Really crazy drivers in Romania, all very fast. Litter, I saw litter in Germany, which really annoyed me. I can't understand people that litter. There was some in Czech Republic. Slovakia, I saw fly tipping, evidence of fly tipping. Romania, there's bins everywhere. There's still litter, especially in the rivers, but there's bins everywhere. Bear-proof ones in the mountains. The most common van I've seen since I crossed into Czech Republic, really, is the Fiat Peugeot Citroen model. More Fiats in Romania, more Citroens in Czech Republic. Couldn't really work it out in Slovakia. In Romania, the most common van is the Mark 6 Transit. There's a fair few Renaults, because Dacia had a deal with Renault for a long time. Yeah, they're just casual observations. If you're thinking about buying a van and doing a European trip, I'd definitely look Fiat, Peugeot, Citroen. Don't see many Sprinters, don't see many Crafters. See a fair few small VWs, but mainly Mark 6 Transits. Long straight Roman roads in Romania. Yeah. So now a poem. And like I say, this one's about me. Here I sit at 65, got here with ease, such a breeze. Sometimes I think I've seen too much, don't want any more. Sometimes I think I've seen too little, there must be more. Sometimes I think I've felt too much, I don't want any more. Sometimes I think I've not felt enough, I should feel more. Now I have no roots entangled, I have no place to tie. I have no spot that's home, I have no roots entwined. Does that give me everything? Does that give me nothing? Am I, everywhere? Am I am, nowhere. This short one today, folks. Yeah, I suppose I'm in a strange place. I'll catch you all. I'm going to stick something up on Facebook and Instagram now. Been trying to spring things together to make movies. Couldn't Bluetooth it to my netbook, so I couldn't put it up on Facebook, on YouTube. All this technology stuff. Anyway, happy travels, folks. Click. Try again. Click.